Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Thumbs up. Alrighty. Hello, y'all. I'm Minister Dominique Alexander, president and founder of the Next Generation Action Network. I want to begin to thank everyone for coming and joining us today. Today, I have Deputy Mayor Pro Tem Maxie Johnson, as well as the Dallas Black Chamber President Harrison, Blair faith leaders, community organizers, and also civic leaders and everyday citizens of the city of Dallas. Like I said, I was born and raised here in the city of Dallas. The neighborhood that shaped me, the future of a city is personal to me because it is home. It is where my community, my family, and everyone is from. Right now, we currently have an ongoing situation that is currently going on around our city in the temperature, and privately funded agendas that are creating privately funded campaigns that have their own agenda. I am here today because a group of citizens decided it was important to make sure that their voices was heard at the Dallas City Council meeting while the Dallas City Council was deciding whether the convention center would be delayed to reconfigure the viaduct. We know that this bridge is the bridge that connects Jefferson and Oak Cliff to downtown Dallas. We also know now that the campaign that was created that told people about that viaduct was going down was a lie and that it was not true. This type of confusion created chaos in our city and in our community. And people took it amongst themselves to make sure that they came and to be a part of the process and to speak in front of the city council, to tell the city council to vote no against this item and delaying the convention center. We know that delaying the convention center would impact jobs, opportunities, and so many other things. But these individuals came in opposition of another campaign that criticized the credibility of these individuals coming down here to make their voices heard. People who signed up, people who look like me, signed up to speak in front of the city council were met with journalists that intimidated them, that asked them who sent them here, who signed up the form, who signed the speaker form for them to be able to speak in front of the council. Why were they down here? All of these things are the questions that were asked to many individuals that stand here behind me today. This is a very troubling situation. This is a deep-rooted issue that when black people in Dallas have a voice, we either have to have some type of privately funded campaign. We can't come here like every other citizen, every other race, and every other person that has an opinion on the future of their city. I hate to come here in this magnitude regarding racial relations here in the city of Dallas. But I will not stand by and allow people to yet intimidate people just because of the color of their skin. And this is yet a deep-rooted issue here in the city of Dallas. As the president of the Next Generation Action Network, I've been met with accusations that I work for private companies and developers or whatever crazy things. Not that I grew the Next Generation Action Network from 2014 to be one of the largest human and civil rights organizations. I have to work for some type of private company in order to have a voice. I've traveled across this metroplex, across this city, making sure that I spoke up for people that could not speak up for themselves. And yet, because I have a different opinion on the future of our city, I have to be paid by some private agenda. Today is about everyone's right to be able to speak about the future of their city without intimidation. Everyone has a right. I'm coming to stand up because there were ordinary citizens that signed up to speak at the city council that wanted to make sure that their voices is heard. They weren't a part of a private campaign. They wasn't a part of a private agenda. They was a part of an issue to make sure that the Dallas City Council heard from all of its citizens and not just some. Not just some that clearly has a private agenda. We know that the Dallas City Hall campaign and issue has been a growing issue, but some in our community have put every critical decision that this Dallas City Council has to make in one handbasket with Dallas City Hall. It leaves me to believe as a leader that there is a private agenda that is trying to destroy our city and our future. And as the president of the Next Generation Action Network, I will not sit there and allow my city to be destroyed by people who do not want the goodness of this city to flourish. Why is it important to the Next Generation Action Network? Because when the social economic element is erased in our city and we cannot fund wraparound services and we cannot fund programs, people that live in poverty, everyday working families are affected, not the rich. Everyday ordinary citizens in the community that I was born and raised in are affected by the failures of this council and the decisions of this council. So it has always been important for the Next Generation Action Network to be a part of any economic justice campaign that addresses the social economic element and also budgetary items. And we are outraged that a member of the media by the name of, from WFAA, Cole Sullivan, would be a part of this campaign calling these individuals and asking them these things are absurd. And this is a form of intimidation that is historical in this city. And if Mr. Sullivan don't understand that, maybe I'll give him a history lesson. This is not allowed, shouldn't be allowed. We also know another member of the media, Brett Shipp, is a part of this. And let me say this, I'm gonna always speak truth to power, and any of those individuals want to come and combat this, you know my number. But what you will never do is intimidate black people or anybody that want to give a voice to these issues that are currently critical to our city. I want to bring up an individual who were also called about this, and I want him to be able to tell everyone what went on and what was he asked, and so that people can really hear from people who actually were affected by this situation.
Thank y'all. How y'all doing today? First of all, after leaving the meeting, I was asked personally, who signed me up, as if I wasn't able to sign up myself. Second of all, we was called and harassed because we had a voice and we had an opinion about what goes on in our city, the city that we love, the city that we work hard for each and every day. It's a new day under the sun in Dallas County. We will not be intimidated. We will not. It's a new day. Best believe that. And by the way, my name is James Verdon. Excuse me? B as in Victor, I-R-D-E-N, first name James.
I'm gonna bring another community leader, longtime organizer, person that's been around for a good minute and knows the temperature of this city. I'm gonna bring Sister OC up to be able to share some words with us today, because I know that she is well informed in what goes on here in the city of Dallas.
Good morning. As he said, my name is Osi Kazee Champion. I am 71 years old. I was born and bred in West Dallas. I've lived all of my life in and around this area. And I've worked in government for 17 years. And I was appalled when I got word of the number of calls that had gone out to fellow citizens who joined me that day on June 24th to speak about support or the lack of support for the convention center renovations continuing. Now, whether you support or not, that's your choice. It's our choice. And when we as a community heard that this project was being delayed at the whim of someone who was putting out money to oppose the progress of this project, I'm so proud of my fellow citizens, my African American citizens who rarely come out to city council, but that day found it within themselves to come and speak, just like I did, because I couldn't believe what I was hearing about the closing of the Houston Street Bridge and the Jefferson Viaduct. I wanted to know firsthand what was all the hoopla about. And then to find out that all of these young people and old people, because there are some mothers here that are not here today, senior citizens, who had a definite opinion about closing down the progress that we were making with the convention center. They came and made their voices heard, and then they get called and intimidated by the media for doing that. That's not right. We are a free country. We are a free city. Everyone is entitled to come to this city council and stand before the city council and say whatever they want to say to city council after they follow the directions. And once they follow the directions, they should not be getting called and intimidated about who helped them fill out that form. Like, you know, we're illiterates or something. That's insulting. And so today we're standing here in unison asking the Dallas City Council to support us in our effort to cut out this kind of foolishness, this kind of intimidation tactic. That's not right. And it shouldn't go on any further. And I'm so glad, so happy to hear that, happy to see Deputy Mayor Pro Tem here with us, standing, because he knows firsthand, because he was called by all of us to do something about this. And I'm glad he's here to support us in that effort. Thank you. O-C-I-E. Just go with champion, C-H-A-M-P-I-O-N.
I'm going to bring up another individual that spoke in front of the city council that day. I'm going to bring up Sean, who also addressed the council, also was approached and called by an individual, the member of the media.
Good morning. When I came on my own because I feel that changes do need to be made. I came for item 90. Because living in the Oak Cliff area, a lot of things do need to change. It's a lot of people that goes to work. I am a healthcare professional, so I deal with a lot of people. And a lot of people that I deal with have to travel that direction. So we did need to make our voices be heard. I wish a lot of people would have came and showed up and voiced their opinions as well. But no one called me, no one put a demand on me, nothing was offered to me. I did that on my own. And I just wanted my voice to be heard today. Thank you. My name is Sean. Last name is Verdon, V as in Victor, I-R-D-E-N. Sean, S-H-U-N.
Also, I'm going to have, I Deputy Mayor Pro Tem Maxie Johnson come up to speak with us. We know that Councilmember Johnson has been a champion on the City Council to make sure that he gave a voice to all of this city, just not only his district, but to everyone. And he's held community meetings to make sure that he hear from the voices of everybody, even the people who disagree with his current stance. He's made sure that he's made himself available to hear their concerns regarding this process. At the end of the day, I want to make it abundantly clear that this press conference is about everybody's right to be able to come and address their concerns to the council. It's not about Dominique Alexander saying, oh, you got to agree with us in the opinions of the Next Generation Action Network. It's about everybody having a voice. And that's one of the problems in the history of the city of Dallas is whenever somebody have a contrary opinion to anything, they got to be bought and paid for. And that, if you know anything about the history of the city of Dallas, that is one of the most offensive things that you can do to the black community. That is very disrespectful. Our people have came too far in this city to be able to have people on social media do that in this 2026. This current climate around racism in America have made a lot of people bold and a lot of social media warriors, right? That feel it is comfortable and it is okay for you to say racial explicit things, coded words, in order to discredit or attack the character of a person. And if we gonna stand up, we gonna make sure that we speak truth to power. I wanna bring the Deputy Mayor Pro Tem, Maxie Johnson.
Good evening to our media, to my community, or rather good morning. My name is Deputy Mayor Pro Tem Maxie Johnson, Council Member for District 4. To get a phone call from members of District 4 saying that a journalist from WFAA, Cole Sullivan, called them and asked who signed them up to speak, who invited them, as if they were not intelligent enough to sign up to speak and let their voice be heard, was concerning. When I have my meetings, I don't discriminate. District 4 is very diverse. Even if you don't agree with the stance that I'm taking or what my belief is on a particular agenda item, I still open up the opportunity for all voices to be heard. That is called democracy. That is what we're supposed to do, is listen to everyone and be very attentive and respectful. We may not agree on every item, but we can respect everyone. And to hear that predominantly black people in my district was called as if they're not intelligent and could speak on their own merit. City Hall is for everybody. Everyone deserves to be heard without racism and intimidation being at the forefront. It is insulting for representation of WFAA journalists to operate in this manner. I held a meeting last night in District 4 concerning the Houston and Jefferson Viaduct, the water utility, and Halperin Park traffic. And we had more people from other districts that came to listen to the community meeting that we had in District 4. And we made it very clear that the Houston and Jefferson viaducts are not closing. We brought posters, big posters, so everyone can see what was going on. We made sure that every voice mattered. If you did not have an opportunity to speak, we gave index cards to make sure that their voices will be heard, and gave them a time frame and a deadline when we would get back with them. We cannot continue to be quiet when we're dealing with racism, attacking the black community, when the black community decides to come out to City Hall, their City Hall, our City Hall, and let their voices be heard. That is a problem. And I stand with my community, I stand with the black community, and we're saying that enough is enough. We will not be silent while people that don't look like us try to intimidate us and silence our voices. I was elected to make sure that the community of District 4 voice is being heard. And I want to appreciate District 4 constituents, residents, and community stakeholders for coming to their City Hall, to our City Hall, and letting their voices be heard. WFAA, Mr. Cole Sullivan, we're not intimidated by that tactic. That will not shut the black voice up. As a matter of fact, we will speak loud and we will speak clear. And I end with this saying, no justice, no justice, no justice.
I'm going to also bring up Harrison Blair, the president of the Black Chamber.
Thank you, sir. Good morning. I'll just say that as an organization that is primarily an advocacy organization focused on economic development, I'm at the microphone at City Hall and many other bodies to speak on issues that we believe will impact our community. And I'm okay with people calling me and trying to intimidate me because it's not going to work. It's what I do for a living. But when you do that to regular community members who should come to a city meeting where they pay taxes and feel welcomed, that's a problem. And we're going to stand with anyone who's going to stand with our community to make sure our voices are heard. And as our Deputy Mayor Pro Tem just said, no justice, no peace. Amen.
Also, I'm going to make it open up briefly for any questions that no questions? Like I said, the Next Generation Action Network will continue to make sure that our voices is here loud and clear in this process. We know that in the next coming months, the Dallas City Council are going to be making a lot of decisions on the future of our city. And we want to make sure that whatever color, whatever creed, whatever religious preference you are, or whatever sexuality you are, that your voice is protected as you come down here. Like I said before, you do not have to agree with the stance of the Next Generation Action Network, but all of our independent voices are important, and we want to make sure that every 15 member that sit in front of the city council hear everyone's voices, not have to deal with intimidation factors and continued lies. That's what's currently going on. And I want to finally say this. There's a campaign. There's a secretive campaign. And this is the opinion from Dominique Alexander. There's a secretive campaign that is literally going after our city and the future of our city. And I want to say, every resident, everybody that loved the city of Dallas, let's wake up, let's be involved in this process, because there are people who are out here on social media deliberately spreading lies and information, and it is leading to our council sometimes, in some moments, being misinformed as if something else is going on when it's not. Right now, you might disagree with what the city is doing right now, but everyone's voice in this process is yet important. And the Next Generation Action Network will fight tirelessly to make sure that everyone's voices is heard during this process. I want to thank everybody for coming out today, and we will continue to make sure that our voices is heard. All of the individuals who... And last but not least, we're not going nowhere. I also want to thank the Deputy Mayor Pro Tem, Maxie Johnson, for always being ready to stand up for voices of our people. And also, I want to thank Harrison Blair the chamber president, also each and every one individual that is standing behind me. We will continue to make sure that we are a part of this process. Thank you.